Okay, so in this week's video, state of the end, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us through a very short grounding meditation using music. And you're going to see in just a minute how powerful it is. And it will be all of like 2 or 3 minutes. I promise you will be worth staying till the end of this video to get that medicine. But what I'd like to talk about is as we're going into 2024, let's use the word matrix for a minute. You know, that the word from the movie The Matrix, what it describes that we are living in like a computer simulation. That's what the Matrix is about, and that we're being controlled by machines in the movie. So people have used the word the Matrix to describe that, like, not everything not all of our beliefs, all of our programming, all of our thoughts are our own. I would agree with that, right? Like that, I would agree that there are certain things that we've picked up along the way, whether it's through the media from our parents, that like are basically programs that are put into our subconscious and conscious mind. So what I've been noticing going into 2024 are the programmings that have been playing, and then really thinking about the programs and like think about your brain, think about the world as a massive computer, and then think about your brain as a part of that computer, a piece of the computer. So depending on where you live in the world, there's going to be different things put into, like, let's say you're in China, communist China, you're going to have different beliefs than say living in Tennessee or something like that, because the government is pumping different ideals and ideas into that community than it is here. So it's going to be different. So one thing I've noticed, though, that what we're up against in the I don't know if this is worldwide, but I'm going to say the Western world for the most part is this victim programming. Let me give you an example before we go into that. There's a programming in the spiritual community that's been going on for thousands of years, that spiritual people should not make money. In fact, a lot of Buddhists, I don't know if they still do it, because I'm not going to speak into that to know if that's true or not, but a lot of Buddhist monks have taken the vow of poverty. Like, you're not here to make wealth, you're not here to take money, you're here to be to be of service and be in alignment, and that's it. And a lot of people, I'm sure nuns, I don't know if that's true or not, but I would guess that nuns take a vow of poverty of some sort. But I have actually cleared my own vows of poverty. I've cleared clients' vows of poverty that have been taken over lifetimes or other lifetimes. And it's so helpful. It's so helpful because a vow of any kind really gets in there. But that is a programming that is still really prevalent today. I still have people who want to create and start a spiritual business say, I have this belief that I shouldn't make money at it. It's not realistic. And why was that born? Why was that born? If you want my opinion, that program was born so that all the mystics, all the shamans, all the healers, all of the psychics, all of the incredible multidimensional people that can heal, if you can't make money, you're disempowered. You got to hang up your shingle. You can't do it. So it's a way for these bigger energies, these darker forces that I truly believe are a part of some of the dark energy on our planet, that are on their way out. This is why things are so chaotic right now, because they're on their way out. I don't know when they're leaving, but they're on their way out, and there's a big battle going on. However, so that's one of those programmings in there. The vow of poverty is a programming, scarcity is a programming, fear programming, so much fear programming, right? The apocalyptic programming right now. It's always been fascinating to people. People love watching movies about the end of the world, right? That's all programming. Movies, for the most part, if you pay attention, Hollywood is programming you. Think about the word, your TV program. TV program, it's literally in the word, it's programming you, if you allow it, right? If you choose to allow it. Channeling, you turn the channel, you're going to channel that program. They don't even hide this. The symbolism is like everywhere. So one of the things that is really, I'm noticing it's really up, especially in the younger generation, is the victim programming. Holy camole. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody's doing something wrong. Everything's bad. Everything's this, everything is that. And there's like this really deep lack of responsibility that is pervasive. It is becoming pervasive, especially amongst the younger generation. And I was looking at like some YouTube thing popped up, and it was a woman that had been pulled over by a cop because she was literally so drunk, and she was probably in her early 20s. I'm talking so drunk, and she was driving the wrong way down the runway, one way down the road, and she could have killed people, including herself. He pulled her over. Everything that came out of her mouth was an excuse, but she was so drunk. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but she was like, almost like she hit the victim playbook in her head. Like, okay, say, and these kids now, because I have a 14-year-old daughter, not so much in her new school, but in her old school, very obsessed with mental health. Oh, they have this disorder, or they have that disorder, and oh, they get this, so they can't participate. Just a lot of and they think of like really weird things, like if you don't like smacking, that's a disorder, and it probably is, I don't know, but they can play up a whole victim scenario around this. So it was like everything. She, like, this woman who got pulled over, it's fascinating to watch. It's like, oh yeah, tell the cop I'm indigenous, she looks like me. Maybe she is indigenous, I don't know, like she could be 1/16 Cherokee for all I know, but I don't know. I'm indigenous, so you should let me off. I have anxiety, so you should let me off. I have PTSD, so you should let me off. I have gender dysmorphia. I know it's not funny. It's not funny, but like gender dysmorphia, so you should let me off. It's the only reason I'm laughing, I'm not laughing at gender dysmorphia at all. What I'm laughing at is like, it was fascinating to watch, and the cop wasn't having it. He's like, oh, you have anxiety? I have anxiety too. You have PTSD? Join the club. Now let's talk about how drunk you are. You know what I mean? Like, she kept going, like trying to get out of it with these excuses. And here's the thing, a lot of this stuff has worked, and it's working. And what it's doing, this type of programming, it is disempowering these kids and people on such a deep level. When you can go into full responsibility, and I can watch even myself go into a victim about like interesting like things, like the way this thought processes. And when I noticed myself doing that, pulling back, go grounding in responsibility, and taking action, figuring it out, right? Like, my neighborhood is going through, we are a very sought off neighborhood in a rural town, and they're trying to bring all this industry in to this neighborhood. And there are people in here like myself who are like, you know what, I'll show up to the town council meetings, I'll go get the signatures, I am not going to be a victim to this. And then there's the other people who will just whine and bitch, but they refuse to show up and do anything about it, and they're the ones that complain the most. And so this victim mindset in the matrix, we really have to be careful of it, because it is getting, if you think about like waves, like it's getting pumped, especially in the schools, and especially on like college campuses. This is, and it doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve anyone. There's a lot of things going around right now about how when kids get out of college, they're so upset that they have to work a 40-hour work week. It's like, what? Like, because in that victim mindset, the sense of work ethic and responsibility can erode. And it doesn't mean they have to go do a 9-to-5 job in a cubicle. I've never worked for a corporate job in my life. The biggest corporate job I ever had was at a restaurant or a teaching preschool, and those weren't even like major corporations. So I've lived out of the grain. Like, I've been my own boss for a really long time, but I have to have incredible work ethic, or I won't create anything. I won't be able to support people. So as we move into 2024, just watch it. It can be very fascinating. Like, this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll go into this little quick meditation I want to do that will ground you for the rest of the week. Is just like almost like you're like a bird, or you're on the top of a mountain or something, and just watch it. Get really curious about like, oh, that's an interesting fear programming that's running through people right now. Oh, that's an interesting programming that's going through kids right now. why. We don't even worry about why, but just notice it. There is a why. There's always a why. And the biggest why, I believe, is to keep people disempowered. That's why the media is so toxic. If you're watching the media, it's so toxic because it is literally designed to keep you scared. That's it. On your toes and scared. Now they're talking about a new disease coming out. It's not even that. It's, I think someone said, I think I was reading, it was like called disease X. Like, we're just gonna wait. Like, there's always a new disease, right? But they're prepping people to be scared of the next disease. So just watch, right? Like, keep an eye out. Like, that's interesting. That is interesting. That's oh, that fear programming, that's really big right now. Oh, watch what they're doing in the movies. They will tell you a lot in the movies. Like, alien stuff is really big right now. Like, really, apocalypse and aliens. That's always been big though. So just pay attention. That big Netflix movie, I didn't watch it, but End of the World or something, that was produced by the Obamas. Everyone was talking about it. And people were scared. It's designed to scare you. So as we're going to 2024, watch your victim mindset. Watch anything that keeps you in victim energy, because it will keep you disempowered. When I learned to shift my relationship to being a victim, because I was the biggest victim, they ruined my life. They did this, they did that. I can't da 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 da. And when I shifted that, that's when I shifted everything, because I got into my power. It's a superpower. So you're gonna watch your own mindset and then just get curious around what's been like what are people saying on social media? It's can be a very interesting game of human yeah, like what's going on in the matrix. And some people call them like social contagions, or you know, like in the 80s, everyone was fascinated by multiple personality. That was like big in the 80s. Like everyone, like the movies were out, like everyone was talking about it. There were more cases. What happened to that? Just kind of went away, right? And then they go, now the new one that's coming out is that Gypsy Rose case. That one's, you're going to see more and more what are they, Munchausen by proxy, when usually it's a mom that makes their child sick for attention. So just it's just fascinating. Just watch it, and then your biggest thing is to not get involved. Okay, I'm gonna zip, meaning like be empowered, be wise, and keep your distance from these things, because that's not our soul speaking to us. That's the outside speaking to us. All right, let's do a little 2 minute set you up for the week meditation. All I'm going to do is I'm going to play some beautiful Native American music. I was about to make a terrible joke, but I won't, about the victim mindset, but I'm not going to. See, that's like, I'll just blame it on I was just thinking of that video with the woman with all the girl that was drunk with all the excuses. I'm teaching my daughter. She is so good about, like, she knows she is in charge of her own destiny. She is so good about it. I'm like so proud of the way she is with responsibility. It's like, okay, I've done my job there. Okay, so I'm going to take you on this meditation. All you got to do is close your eyes. Listen to the music for 2 minutes and feel into your heart. That's it. Ground. Feel into this. The music will do it for you. You won't have to do anything, but your intention is going to be to connect to your soul light, your soul's light. That's it. Quiet the chatter, like settle all the energy in the body and your soul's light. So give me 1 sec while I set this up so you can hear it. I will leave the link to this music in the body of this email. And you'll see we didn't do it very long, but I'm wondering, the more you listened, the more did you settle more? Like it starts off, I felt that way too. I'm like zingy, just by having a busy day, and then put that on. It took me a minute to go get out of the zing and get into more of that theta state. And the longer you listen, you'll go into that theta state, which is the delicious nirvana like state. So, and you can connect to your soul's light and your truth in that state. All right. My name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.